The biggest World Cup in history kicked off yesterday, on Thursday, with a very physical opening clash between Mexico and South Africa. In Spain, there has been a major shock. Real Madrid have entered the Bernardo Silva race and snatched the Portuguese midfielder away from FC Barcelona, with an agreement already in place with the player. Welcome to 12th League Daily, the sharp daily roundup of football news. The summer's global event, the 2026 World Cup, officially opened its doors this Thursday, and the European press is naturally dedicating its biggest front pages to the opening match between Mexico and South Africa. The Daily Telegraph runs with a huge headline, "We're off to a flyer." The paper highlights the joy of Raúl Jiménez, scorer of Mexico's second goal in the 2-0 win over South Africa. However, the match was marked by a rare aggression for an opening game. 3 red cards were shown. The same feeling is shared by The Times, with its striking headline, "You can't put a price on this," reminding readers that despite the protests over the outrageous ticket prices, the pure emotion of football and this wild 3 red card scenario quickly took over. For its part, the Daily Express returns to the magic of the opening ceremony with a short item titled "Party Time Starts at the Azteca," referring to Shakira's performances, the visual tributes to Maradona's 1986 World Cup, and the parade of the 48 nations. In Spain, the Mexican celebration is splashed across the front pages in golden letters. Catalan paper Mundo Deportivo exclaims "Ándale," stressing that this is the biggest World Cup in history, with 3 host countries and 48 participating nations. The Daily also salutes the presence of stars such as Shakira, Burna Boy, Rema, Tyler, and even actress Salma Hayek, among others, to launch the festivities. And for the occasion, there will not be just one opening ceremony, but 3. Canada and the United States will follow too, each staging their own shows before their first matches. Back to the British tabloids, where the 3 Lions are enjoying a very upbeat atmosphere. Under the main headline, "A Question of Trust," the Daily Express reports that national coach Thomas Tuchel has decided to grant total freedom to his 26 players, currently based in West Palm Beach, Florida, for their training camp. They are allowed to spend time however they want with their families, wives and friends, on the sole condition that they do not take any flights and stay focused. Tuchel summed up his philosophy with a powerful line: "They can almost do what they want, but we trust them to win the World Cup." The Times, meanwhile, reveals a bizarre administrative story. UEFA has made the unprecedented decision to appoint Somali referee Omar Artan to officiate the prestigious European Super Cup between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa on 12 August in Salzburg. It is a highly political and symbolic decision because Omar Artan was recently refused entry to the United States for the World Cup. After being questioned for 11 hours by American authorities in Miami, he was held in detention before being expelled to Turkey. By giving him this gala match, UEFA is sending a very strong message of support to one of Africa's leading referees. If the World Cup dominates the stage, the transfer market in Spain has just been shaken by a real earthquake thanks to Real Madrid's rapid strike. The front pages of the Madrid dailies AS and Marca are unanimous and even carry almost exactly the same headline: "Bernardo Silva está al caer, Bernardo Silva al caer." The Manchester City midfielder has sprung a surprise and is set to join the White House. According to AS, the player would arrive on a free transfer, having been courted by both FC Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. His contract is expected to run until 2028 with an optional extra year. But the biggest twist is on the bench. This transfer is an explicit request from Jose Mourinho, whose official return as Real Madrid coach until 2029 was announced the day before. Marca reminds readers that Mourinho, who had already crossed paths indirectly with the player in the past, absolutely wanted this kind of creative profile, a Jugon, to lead his new Madrid project. What is most surprising is the speed of execution, with the operation almost completed in less than 48 hours. This transfer therefore completes the arrivals of Dumfries and Konaté, but Real Madrid will lose one reinforcement, as young Nico Paz has informed the club that he wants to stay in Como for one more season. He prefers to secure more playing time in Fabregas's team and, most importantly, play the Champions League with them next season after finishing 4th in Serie A. Faced with this show of force from their Madrid rivals, FC Barcelona are trying to make the best of a bad situation. In the top banner of Mundo Deportivo, we learn that the Blaugrana hierarchy has opened talks to extend the contract of international forward Ferran Torres, whose current deal runs until 2027. Meanwhile, a major political decision from FIFA is featured on the front page. The international body has decided to impose mandatory release clauses in football contracts worldwide, a practice that until now was a specifically Spanish feature. Let's cross the Mediterranean and land in Italy, where club news is red hot. In Turin, it is time for the big clearing out. Corriere dello Sport leads with a striking headline: Svolta Elkan, Juve, che Carnevale. John Elkan, the top man at Juve, has made a complete U-turn. After just 1 year marked by a painful lack of results and heavy internal tension, general manager David Carmoni has resigned. To replace him, Juventus have officially announced their new chief executive, Giovanni Carnevale, poached from Sassuolo. Carnevale arrives with full powers to restructure the sporting department. On the player transfer front, the old lady's priority targets remain unchanged: Randall Colomoni, Alexander Serloff and Dibu Martinez. Further south, in the capital, another file is inflaming the debate. The newspaper of Roma supporters, Il Romanista, carries a front page full of hope. Sonio Mason Desto. Mason's dream wakes up. Roma coach Gianpiero Gasparini has made the Englishman his absolute priority for the summer and is said to have already convinced the player. However, OM demand €50 million. To complete the deal before the deadline of 30th June, Roma have launched a financial race against the time, generating €50 million more in capital gains in 18 days. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next episode of 12th League Daily.